Hey, Spuddies! Potato Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Galactic Civilizations 4. And I decided to make the UI a little bit bigger because I'm in my new place, and I'm sitting a little bit further away from the old screen. But also, it was just like a little bit, it's better for the YouTube video if you can see better. What is this boy? Oh, we got the Instigator here. He has a level up, so we can get a stealth field. Oh, evasion is quite good. The Durantium Forge gives a lot of kinetic attack. Illyrium Cell. I do like extended reinforced hull. This guy's already tanky as hell. So I'm thinking anything that makes them stronger. So like the nice thing about the antimatter warheads is that they are always in range, basically from the moment combat begins. They do have a weak ability to hit, but consistently being able to roll that little bit of damage over time, I think has some power there. So that's kind of interesting. Now, that said, we have an antimatter warhead here. I think it would be good to also add maybe a Durantium Forge to make that even stronger. Now, the Instigator is ready for another level up, so we'll give it the Illyrium Cell as well. And now this bad boy is up to an insane amount of combat power. Evasion is like super good, so we'll give it Evasion. And now if we check this ship's capabilities, it should be quite a bit better. So the Instigator should be able to do a lot of work here. What have we got? One-time burst of knowledge from the flagship. That'll help us with terraforming. We also have Archon Prior 1 that requires some updates. Now, if we take a look at this planet, we've got a supply depot, we've got planetary generators. Looks like we've got a bunch of Icosian civs. I could imprison these guys. I'd rather just like get them off planet. I think something that would be cool as well would be to move the core world capital from where it is. Boom, move it to here instead. That way it gets +3 levels, allowing us to grow a little bit better. We're probably going to build a medical center and the colonial clinic to max out growth in here to get these Drengen guys going. So let's do... Oh, what does this do? Oh, the surveillance center is +1 level to population and military as well. So let's do a colonial clinic here. We'll do a medical center here, and then we'll do a housing district on either side. And this, oh, that's a factory. And this should lead to a pretty good boom of population in here eventually. Now, happiness is quite low. We will be able to fix that over time as our Korathi become happier. Now, there is a shipyard here that we're going to need to handle. This is the Archon Prior shipyard. I think what I'm going to just do here is mass produce supply ships and set the rally point to Archon Prior itself. And that way they will get there. Now, we do have some invaders. So let's launch the intruders here. We're going to board the Iconian population off this planet. That should increase the happiness of Archon Prior. And then we should be able to train these guys as, I guess workers is the play here. To get that production up just a scooch. Ooh, the fusion power plant. Manufacturing, military, and research. I think the fusion power plant should go here. It's a little bit of pollution, but it is a lot of shipyard production multiplication, so I think I like that. Perfect world, it would maybe go here, but we can't do everything perfectly. We have to make some compromises with our builds here and there. Also, probably a good idea to upgrade our manufacturing. So this place will now, production feedback itself, build itself up nice and quickly, and then we can use these invasion ships to invade all these pirate planets. And to be honest, if these invasion ships get killed, I super don't care, because these are all just colonies. They're not important worlds, so that should be perfectly acceptable for us. And it got rid of those Iconian populations. Right, we are losing over 100 cash per turn. We've got a whole bunch of prestige events going. We also have cultural progression on the menu. Now, we did go for totalitarianism. Now, my question is, have I actually researched coordinated travel? I assume I have. I don't need free transports. I have 66 cultural points. Reducing unrest across all core worlds is good. The secret police technology seems interesting. Let's go for purges. Boom. So that should significantly reduce unrest. We've got a lot of fleets over here. We have a lot of stuff we need to kill. A lot of star bases need to go down. A lot of fleets need to go down. Let's see if we can catch these guys unawares. Might be able to catch them next turn. I do have an invader heading towards their core worlds down here. Hopefully we can break them. Do keep in mind that I'm at war with the whole galaxy. I want you to just remember that. All right, looks like we're getting an attack in here. My cannon quake is taking on these guys. We shouldn't see many losses from these kind of battles. Definitely this fleet needs to go pick up some troops. So, where did I have that rally point? Yeah, I think I'm going to send you to go resupply at that rally point to grab new troops. It'll take you a few turns to get there and back, but it will happen. These guys are going to rebel, so I don't need to invade it. Instead, we're going to move over this direction. I'm loving seeing this beautiful color that we've taken over this sector of the galaxy. Nice, we just got terraforming. This is going to give us planetary recycling, which will lower pollution on our worlds and also give a bonus to manufacturing. The terraforming module will increase the quality of our worlds, and we also have access to better agriculture. We have plenty of food right now, so we don't need better agriculture at the moment. We could go for exotic world colonization. This would allow us to upgrade our housing. It's not a bad tech. Let's go for it. All right, Tidius 1 has finished its construction queue. We could go for the Planetary Recycling Center. It is a manufacturing improvement, and it does significantly reduce pollution. Let's see, what's keeping these people unhappy? Yeah, there just isn't that much in the way of positive happiness happening here. So what we could do is we could build a terraforming module here, move one of these farms to here, and build some happiness. Let's have a look at how that would work. We have gone for quite a bit of influence in here. Yeah, there just isn't enough recreational here. I think we'll go for the terraforming module. We'll move a farm over, slightly reduce the amount of food we produce. I may actually destroy a cultural district here and place a planetary recycling center here to bring down pollution, because that is negatively affecting our food, although not by that much. The pollution isn't that big of a deal, and it does cost 3 maintenance, so maybe it's not worth it. And our maintenance is already pretty high on this planet. So yeah, maybe we'll just reposition so we can build a trio of entertainment here to bring up that happiness, to get that little bit of extra research and stuff. Also, it may be worth it to rework some of these guys as citizens. What do you do as a farmer? You give a 32% boost to food. That's a lot of extra food. You still produce a lot of manufacturing as a farmer. Wait a minute. So let's see. A diligence 16. I need to find a diligence 16. So this guy right here, he's a diligence 16 worker. He produces 3.2 base manufacturing, 0.2 gross income, 0 research, 0.8 influence, right, as this worker class. If I go to the farmer, also I think farmers should give you a growth bonus. He produces half as much manufacturing, he produces more research, half as much influence. Interesting. So farmers are pretty damn productive, actually. I wonder how these numbers work. I'm very curious about this. Like, what if I train you as a farmer as well? Are your stats exactly the same? No, your intelligence is actually contributing slightly better. Interesting. Because he has 6 intelligence, I'm getting 0.6 because he's a farmer. I think it would be really cool if it would show you how these stats translated into different things. But it seems like farmers are pretty good thing to put your guy on if they have a wide variety of stats. So something interesting to think about. I don't know, just exploring different possibilities and ideas and what is possible at all. So welcome to Rosava 4. What have we got going here? We got a starport over here. We got our colonial clinic. We got the housing district. We got the core world capital. I think this would be a great place to build the medical center as well. We want that growth. We also want to get these pops off this world, if at all possible. There's also a fusion power plant here. Something to think about. Pretty good food capabilities in this place. So let's go for the medical center right there. We'll put a housing district right there because that'll get us that little bit of housing. That'll be perfect. And then we'll maybe level up our housing districts, and that'll keep this city busy for a while. I'm going to tell all these guys to train as farmers or workers. They have a lot of diligence, so I think training as a worker is fine. That should bring up the average productivity of this planet. Now, what do you train them as soldiers? What do you make? You just make planetary defenses. Interesting. So, yeah. Prefer workers. I want that production. Production seems to be the way that I win the game as this faction. Happiness is a little bit low. We'll have to figure out how and where we're going to get approval. We do have a xenoanthropology center here, so we could build entertainment districts nearby. Also, the fusion power plant would be a good pickup, I think, like right there. Maybe prioritize that. Yeah, we're working on things. And if we're going to go for the fusion power plant, we may as well go for the... Well, let me have a little think about that. Yeah, you should go for research, and you give a boost to wealth. Well, that's the Hall of Unity. I don't want to build that here. I'd rather build the governor mansion here, but I think I already have that down. Yeah, I think this is a reasonable construction queue. It'll keep you busy for a while. Ooh, +1 manufacturing to all worlds for 20 months. That's actually super good. Super good. Nice. We have managed to invade Mordred 3. We finished the research mission, getting us 50 tech points. We're also invading some of these undefended pirate worlds with our invasion ships. Let's begin any other invasions. Okay, you guys still have some moves, so I would like you to hunt down these guys. Successful invasion of Mordred 3. There are a lot of ships coming from here. A couple of our Punishers have been caught out, but that's fine. They should do a significant amount of damage. Enemies should take a total loss here. Bunches of battles are happening. But I think we're at a phase of the game now where we've obliterated them. Exotic world colonization is completed. We can upgrade our housing. We could go for planetary adaptation and start strip mining our planets. This would allow us to upgrade our housing again. would potentially also lead to genetic manipulation, giving us +2 intelligence for all citizens and leaders, as well as 10% growth. Perhaps thulium, perhaps xeno research would be good. I don't think we necessarily need to go down the killbot sort of route. So xeno resource mining doesn't seem that important, whereas environmental engineering I think is a little bit more useful. Some of our shipyards are under assault, so we're going to start putting defenders around them. Excellent, we have caught an enemy fleet unawares. Our Ravagers will begin to obliterate them. We have managed to invade another pirate planet, yoink. Reaxis is next. We managed to invade with a invasion ship, and we should be able to do Reaxis 2 now, which I think should lead to the obliteration of this entire enemy civilization, believe it or not. Even though we're taking light losses. Ooh, we don't have the conquest rating. We must have lost the invasion ship. That's okay, there should be another invasion ship on the way. Let's see, where was that invasion ship? There you are. So they'll be there in the next turn or two. May as well take out these shipyards. Shouldn't take too many casualties fighting shipyards. I mean, I guess if they're heavily fortified, they'll do like a little bit of damage, but nothing scary. So Korath, my capital world, actually has an insane amount of production, 500, which means we might want to start working on like more battleship style things. I'm going to stop producing Ravagers and instead go for treasure fleets. And in Delta Ceti 1, I'm going to start mass producing constructors. I'm going to set the rally point for constructors. I'm going to get a new rally point. I'm just going to put it somewhere central, like there. I'm going to rename this as the constructor rally, and that'll be where my constructors go, and it's fairly central, so I should be able to then distribute them throughout the galaxy. Nice. There's planetary adoption. We could go for xeno agriculture. This would lead to an irrigation network, which makes neighboring farms more efficient. +3 level to food. Really good if I wanted to build a bread basket. Let's have a look. Starbase defense grid. I do like the idea of having stronger defenses. I really don't need stellar marines. I don't like what's rolling here. I'm going to take Starbase defense grid. That seems reasonable. Welcome to Tidius again. We are going to go ahead and place an agricultural district here. And then we're going to start building entertainment districts. I'm going to slowly destroy the food improvements here and replace them with a little bit of entertainment because morale is very low on this planet. Then we're going to go ahead and level up entertainment, housing, and agriculture. And so this city will be busy for a while. Well, I say it's a city, it's a planet. Okay, so Delta Ceti Shipyard 3, your rally point is the constructor rally. So I want you to continuously build me constructors. That's just where I get them from. Now, Snaden 1 is a relatively newly captured world that is working on increasing its population growth. We can also take some terraforming modules to make it even stronger. We're working on stuff, it'll keep going in here. Now, we definitely want a lot of population because you do get prestige from population. And honestly, currently, population is one of the biggest contributors to my prestige. But the Snaden shipyard, it makes 46. Let's go with I'm going to go with the default ship designs for now. So this thing has 2 particle beams, a Helios rocket, and a pulse cannon with a hull plating and a weapon jammer. So it's got pretty decent. The only thing it's missing is shields, really. So it's pretty decent all around, and it's a cruiser. We could go for the Ravager. I think we want to be spending this manufacturing efficiently. So something that's around 46 manufacturing cost. Like, for example, the Slurry and Dirks, which are pulse cannoned out the wazoo. Yeah, let's go ahead and build some Ravagers from here. We'll set that on continuous production, and Ravagers will just be part of what they do. Rosatha has been producing interceptors to defend itself. I think I'm going to get this to produce Guardians as a protection ship, so I'll set that up as a continuous production. All right, time to invade another pirate planet, slowly taking control of the galaxy. I'm going to take this Rosatha and I'm going to go ahead and set a new rally point. I guess I'll just set it like over here, that's fine. And this one will be renamed to the Defense Fleet or Garrison Fleet Rally. So anywhere I build garrison fleets in this sector that are sent to here, this is where I'll distribute them between my planets. So if I'll send them off to worlds that I think are under defended. I'm going to rename this rally point to Fleet Mustering. And now I can go ahead and set the rally point here where I'm building Ravagers to the Fleet Mustering point. And so now I have quite a nice, let's see, planetary culture module. Could be used to uncover the cultural value. Let's do it. So what does this do? Oh, increase cultural significance for a world. Sure, let's make our planet have more cultural significance. I don't know what that means, but that sounds cool. I'm going to go ahead and destroy this improvement and build a fusion power plant in the capital. And I'm going to go ahead and terraform the only tile that's available to me. Seems like a move. Oh, nice. We got our first subspace stream flight and re-access. Oh, no, we invaded another pirate planet. And I think we're just about ready to invade this planet too, which should be the death of this enemy civ once that planet flips over. No, apparently they have this colony as their capital. How odd. But the thing is, I have a staggering number of planets that I can set governors to. It's a little crazy, actually. This guy looks pretty good. I'm going to recruit him. You look pretty interesting, too. A little light on cash. Let's sell off some strategics. Durantium is still selling really well. Antimatter sells okay. Illyrium sells okay. Oh, Thulium is just selling. Okay, so we went through the slipstream. And there are some enemy fleets here. And I think our goal here is to try to hunt down whatever we can. And see if we can't start invading this sector. I think I'll send most of my fleets over here to invade this sector. I don't know who. Oh, it looks like these guys have actually taken over a significant portion of this sector, so I will be redirecting a lot of fleets here and spending quite a bit of time cleaning up over here. All right, we've put this planet under siege. 2 months from now, we will take it over. Copernicus fleet should go to the fleet mustering ground and rally up. You're hunting down people, so that's what you'll do. There we go. We've got the starbase defense grid, which will make some of our starbases pretty unkillable. Ooh, I do like the idea of the interstellar defense module that gives movement cost reductions for our ships. The fortification module is cool too. So yeah, we're going to want to set up some military stations that are designed to project power. Environmental engineering is interesting. It would give us access to upgrade housing as well as soil enhancement. The kinetic discharge miniaturization would be nice to increase our kinetic attack. It would actually be a significant damage boost for our entire empire. However, anomaly detection is a single turn, and it would also lead to +1 moves, as well as the potential for warp drives should we want high-speed fleets. Also the slipstream generator and the gravity field generator. Yeah, I think we're going to go for anomaly detection. Warp theory will lead to some serious bonuses for us. We could increase our ship health another little chunk here. I may as well assign you there. You'd be probably a really good governor. And Geode is a genuinely gigantic planet, so I want you in charge of Geode. All right, let's take a look at Geode. Geode's actually a really good science planet. So there's something to that. It's a really good all-around planet. I'm going to start modifying it. Somehow they have 2 technological capitals. I'm not going to question that in here. That is just what that planet is. I am going to delete the coordination beacon, and I'm going to delete the planetary generator, and I'm going to move it here. I'm going to delete the starport. I'll build a shipyard, and then I'll move the starport to there. We're kind of doing a little bit of moving around here. I don't know if we need a central bank, so I'm going to go ahead and just destroy that. I'm going to delete the core world capital and move it to here for now, and then we'll build a fusion power plant right here because that gives a lot of adjacency to nearby things. And for now, this is a good setup to like slowly retool and refurbish and, you know, modify this planet slightly. We're modifying. Research complete. We now have access to the thulium sensor array, which has an insane sensor power, energy detection theory, xeno-resource mining. Regenerative gels would give us access to the organ market, which would massively increase the growth rate on our planets while increasing crime. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's go for the energy deflection theory. We don't really have many shield generators. Welcome back to Arbaku. This was the planet we had intended to turn into a science world, and I think we managed to succeed. So in order to optimize, we're going to retrain everybody as citizens, or yeah, I think citizens is the play. This will slightly lower our productivity, but it will reasonably increase our science. Whereas if we directly train as scientists, it would massively impact our production while only slightly increasing our research. So we just have a bunch of free people in here working away. They produce a bit of gross income. I do need to think about how I'm going to make these people happy because their happiness is not ideal at the current time. So I may destroy these research buildings here and replace them with a couple of entertainment centers. These 2 combined will get me like 10% happiness here, so I'll prioritize those to get the production and research up. Happiness is very important for research, and that's a research planet, so it's kind of like the justification here. New Iconia, the capital that I've taken over, we definitely want to build a shipyard here because this is a relatively productive planet. It actually has really good research too. Surprisingly good research. Fantastic production. Not very good income. But we didn't really prioritize income here. It has a decent amount of influence. Right, where do we want to terraform? Well, we don't have a fusion power plant, and that's probably a good thing to build next to the Durantium processor. So let's terraform right there, and then we'll upgrade our districts. One thing I should definitely do in the capital of Korath is make sure I queue up the upgrades to housing and manufacturing. Prioritize those. We can have up to 20 citizens on here. It takes a while to grow a guy, but it can be done. All right, Nigel 1 has finished its construction queue. What would I like Nigel 1 to be producing? Let's have a look at our galactic challenges. Probably good to do the penultipox. Could get 40 prestige from there. Let's have a look at Nigel itself. I kind of wish the unique improvements thing would separate like between galactic civilizational and colony unique improvements. Like that there was just like a little line between colony unique, civilization, galactic achievements, and so on and so forth. Just would be a nice preference here. Plenty of room for pop growth. A little bit of well, I wouldn't describe it as unhappiness, but a lack of happiness, right? There is not enough normal, everyday people are happy. I do see a potential here if I were to place a terraforming module here for a triangle of happiness. So terraforming module will go down there. All right, nice. Energy deflection theory has been completed. We do have access to shield generators now. I super don't need stellar marines. I don't know why the game wants me to research it. However, warp theory would be amazing. The warp drive, slipstream generator, all that stuff. Super helpful. Welcome to Delta Ceti 1. Haven't looked at this planet in a little while. We do have the fusion power plant. Wouldn't be bad to place it here. Get us a nice production boost, particularly for the starport. I do need to build a Hall of Unity. I just don't know where to build it first. Probably on a money planet. I'll find a money planet somewhere. May as well put the planetary mainframe here. It's a very small boost of research, but every little trickle of research really does help us out. So that's quite good. And maybe I'll build a little financial district over here. We could do with the money. What would it be? Like 15% money increase plus another, what? 3% per level. At the very least, I would like this planet to pay for itself. So I do think 3 financial districts would help. Each of these should... This will be level 4, so it'll do what? This should give us a lot of... We can also terraform here too and extend this a little bit more too. New Iconia needs to build ships. Let's take a look at New Iconia. It's got no population of the wrong type. So I guess this could be a place where we build Ravagers with shield generators. Let's do it. And we will set the destination to the fleet mustering grounds. Ooh, survey module in our vault. I like that, particularly if I'm able to turn a hero ship into a survey ship. Now that kind of has kind of an appeal to it. The Yor Singularity have been completely eradicated, which is interesting. And the Liberators have also been destroyed. Now, as far as I'm aware, I think I'm top dog when it comes to galactic victory here. Take a look at prestige. Yeah, I've managed to take out the Luxar pretty significantly here. We're slowly climbing, and we're pushing everyone else back down. More importantly, we're pushing the Luxar back down. Geode has finished its shipyard, so I think we will continue to build probably Slurry and Dirks. It's good to have some frigates going in here, and we'll set the rally point to the fleet mustering. Bigger ships aren't inherently better, but if the choice is to build a bigger ship or to build smaller ships for the same amount of production time, I think I'm going to choose bigger ships. There we go. We got warp theory. That's +1 move. And we got the slip drive as well as a few other things. A coordinated travel I think would be an amazing thing to pick up. It would give our ships a lot of movement speed. It will take 21 turns to research, but there are things that we can do to speed that up. And we're going to be researching it 50% faster. It's a super end game tech for a domination game. So I think going for that end game tech will significantly speed up our capabilities. Right, I'm going to go ahead and delete this house, I think. Yeah, I'm going to delete this house, and instead I'm going to put a Hall of Unity here because it'll give better benefits than a single house being there. And the Hall of Unity actually gives me prestige, which should get me closer to a victory condition. Okay, we built the Hall of Unity. I think we could just drop another manufacturing district here. We don't care about pollution on this world. I mean, if we did, we could go for the recycling center. I mean, 15% reduction in pollution ain't bad, so let's go for it. So we have the recruiting station in Korath. What else would we like here in terms of planetary upgrades? The colonization center would be a 15% growth bonus, which doesn't seem like much, honestly. Now, the orbital academy would make our ships better, I think. Could lower pollution with an atmospheric cleanser. Huh. Are we already getting the benefit of an atmospheric cleanser? Is that something we benefit from if we build that on a side planet? No, I don't think so. So I think the most important thing that this planet produces is the mineral input of production. Everything else is kind of moot. So I'm just going to go for the orbital research lab to try to shave some turns off my tech when it comes to planets that are connected to the capital. And then after orbital research labs, it'll probably go down to orbital markets to try and improve the cash flow slightly. Now, we do have an economic starbase in orbit of the capital. We're going to go for the interstellar collectors. That's a 6% manufacturing boost. I do like the idea of having like giga hard to kill ships. Oh man, Durantium is so expensive. I definitely need to mine more Durantium. So that's going to be part of the plans long term. Let's get a barrier array. Holy crap. This thing has 450 shield strength. So shield like does nothing to this. Sure. Surveillance system. Thulium sensor array. That gives us a sensor range of 16, which is fantastic. Let's also get the support field stabilization, increasing the range of this thing's influence. I don't know if that matters. Now, when it comes to this military base, I definitely want the slipstream generator to boost the speed of our nearby ships, so we'll be able to move around a little bit easier. And then I'll just pick up like all these other things too. Yeah, Durantium is my biggest problem. So let me have a look through my starbases, my mining starbases in particular. Like here's a Durantium mine that only has the first couple of levels. We just quadrupled the Durantium production of this place. And then I'm going to pump in a bunch of scanners because the scanners will actually increase the influence growth of this thing and give us a lot more vision. The extra vision means that we have better control of the galaxy. The extra influence means we have better control of the galaxy, and the Durantium just, well, you know, better Durantium. All right, let's set up a sick as hell mining starbase. It's going to suction up 2 Durantium and 2 Promethean here. Fantastic location for a mining starbase. We'll go hardcore into the mining drones, which gets a 0.4 of all of these resources. We'll also go all the way into perimeter scanners. That'll give us good influence and sensor range, which is important. Remember, there is still fog of war around here in general. Awesome, welcome to Korath. We have managed to reduce the pollution in here by a little bit. Not a huge amount, but just a little, just a scooch. Let's go ahead and upgrade the housing, and then we'll go back to producing modules here for the foreseeable future. Because we're using up a ton of modules. Geode has finished its construction queue. I want to put down a new starport right there. And then I want to talk to this planet once it has that starport. We might change away from the slurry and Dirk. It's kind of a whole process. The Ambra shipyard of New Iconia. I thought I had set you up to build something, but apparently not. I'll queue up a whole bunch of ships in there, and I will set your rally point to the mustering grounds. This shipyard very clearly needs the fleet mustering grounds destination set. Geode is under siege apparently. It's got 5 months remaining. Let's redirect a fleet over here to get rid of the Altarians. Let's fire a little laser at them, see how much damage we do. And we took out 1 ship, not bad. Alright, interstellar defense module. That should lead to a huge speed increase of ships near our capital. And we'll also give this starbase a lot of range so that ships that are around here will be able to move around much easier. In fact, like if I pull a Ravager out of here, it should be able to just run around for ages inside this territory just because it's so cheap to move. Super powerful. We've defeated the siege of Geode, liberating the planet from that BS. And Tidius 1 is now 95% happy, which is a lot better than what it was. Thanks to these 3 entertainment districts, our food is still perfect. We will go for the upgrade of housing and agriculture. That should eventually lead to us being able to get a few more pops in here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the planetary recycling center here. I don't know if we need 2 Durantium processors, so let's go ahead and delete that. We can replace the prison with the Durantium processor. There's like some bug that's letting me build multiples of those. The Heritage Center we may as well keep, as well as the Beacon of Babylon. Is a great planet for influence. In fact, we should probably, honestly, retool this back for influence. I'm going to go ahead and delete the Colonial Clinic, delete this science improvement, move the Colonial Clinic here. I don't think it's worth it to go for a science building in here. I mean, I think it's fine, but what we really want is this to be an influence planet because it's super, super good at it. Let's buy some Xanthium. That should actually allow us to build the Astrolab of Arnor. This is an influence improvement that would give +2 level to manufacturing, but also it would give a significant boost to tourism. So what if I were to replace this cultural district with the Astrolab of Arnor? I don't know, that seems like a pretty good move to me. It's not amazing, it's not perfect, it'll lead to tourism. It's a prestige improvement. We've completed the Hall of Unity, that's 20 prestige. Awesome. It's been a while since I've looked at Arcab prior, so I don't even know what I want to do with this planet. It's a class 19, it has a few planets feeding it. I mean, I guess we could go for production. I mean, production seems to be the way that I win the game. It's got a good amount of housing. It's got good production. It's got a decent starport. It's got no real things to build. I mean, it does also make a pretty decent amount of tourism. So there is something to be said for building a little wealth sector down here. I'm just trying to get this place to pay for itself. It'll take a while, but we will get there. Slowly but surely, all of my fleets are getting to the point where they pay, or all of my planets are getting to the point where they pay for themselves. And we're slowly but surely eradicating the influence of other players from the galaxy as well. So Arbaku has a current science output of 47.8. If I then go ahead and play the Tech Finder scanner on Arbaku, it goes up to 53.2. So pretty damn good tech rate going on in here, actually. Let's pop the Cannon Quake out of this fleet. And then I'm going to see if I can give it the ability to survey anomalies. Then I'm going to put this fleet back in control, because this should allow me to go for the heavily defended precursor anomalies that have these like giga powerful fighters around them. We do have a slight happiness problem in this zone, so maybe a couple of entertainment centers could be the play, because honestly the finance end of things isn't that important, but if we get the entertainment up, we do end up with more of everything. On the other hand, is it that important for this planet to be that powerful? We could just train everyone as citizens or scientists. Holy crap, this guy's an amazing scientist. I don't know what faction power like represents, but I have the most population, I have the third most planets, I have the first most conquered planets, I've annexed the most planets, I control the most parsecs, I control the most parsecs linked to my homeworld, I've won the most battles, I've lost the second most battles, I've destroyed the most ships, destroyed the most star bases, built the most ships, lost the second most, built the second most star bases, lost the fourth most star bases, mined the most resources, studied quite a bit of relics, got quite a bit of prestige. Pretty bad approval rating though. I think I'm generally doing pretty okay. I don't want to say that I'm like, oh, I'm super happy and I'm like super satisfied, but I'm feeling like we're going somewhere interesting in this game. Ooh, nice. We just get +1 approval across our entire empire from that precursor anomaly. Those are super worth it to clear because they tend to provide you empire-wide benefits. Now, they tend to be small empire-wide benefits, but here's the thing. As your empire gets bigger, an empire-wide benefit starts to like really shine. So if I position this constructor right here, I should be able to hit all of these mining if I get the starbase range. Yeah. Hopefully I can hit them all. Maybe that'll work. I don't actually know. I'm hoping. Sometimes the game isn't clear on like how a specific thing works, and we're starting to now take out their holdings in this next sector over here. So the assault is beginning on their new homelands. We've almost completely taken them out of this home sector that we used to, well, that we started in, I guess. We're up to 41% prestige victory. I honestly don't fully understand the victory conditions of this game, which is fine. Because we're still like learning how to play. The Phalanoids Advance have been destroyed. I don't fully understand that, but they're dead now. Arcab Prior needs a small retool here, so growth, I don't even know if we need this science. It's not really worth it. I don't think so. What they really need is a boost to their happiness, so let me go ahead and get us 3 entertainment districts all in a triangle to try to bring these guys to be a little bit happier. Let's grab ourselves an economic starbase here by Geode. We'll go for some starbase factory, starbase labs. We'll just get all of these things because the more that this, I guess, my logic is the more that this thing produces, the better. 23% manufacturing, 7% research, 5% gross income, and quite a bit of influence and scanning range. Every little bit helps. One thing I quite like about this phase of the game is it has become quite a bit about like the mass movement of my ships across the galaxy. You can see just flows and flows of fleets are pouring through these slipstreams into this adjoining galaxy. And the rate at which we get there is fun and interesting, and like we're about to take out this base and boom, we just viral bombed this planet, and then we can quick battle our way through this one, and we'll take a little bit of damage and we can put it to siege once we have like siege capable fleets nearby, or we could just like viral bomb it again. Let's make sure we get some more governors here. Some of these planets are a little bit older, like La Superba is pretty old. Let's grab, you're actually a really, your loyalty is so low. I like high loyalty. I mean, your stats are amazing, so I should grab you. Your stats are okay. Your stats are okay. So I grab those ministers. I don't have better. Well, Minister of Colonization. I don't have anyone better for that, do I? Nobody with like a higher than an 8 on the social skill. Yeah, nobody with a higher than an 8 on a social skill. For the science side of things, 10 seems to be where we're at. There is a 24 here. I could also swap this guy, although he's governing the capital world. Maybe I don't want to take him. I could swap you. Yeah, I'm going to fire you from your position. I'm curious, and then I'll put you in charge of that planet. I'll take you off this, and I'll put you in charge of this. Nice, so 20 ship range, that's pretty good. That didn't really seem worth it to switch those guys out, so I'm probably not going to do much of that anymore. Let's put you in charge of a faction here. I think the Warforged there. Nice little boost to our military production. You seem quite good at that. You've good loyalty, so you guys would be good governors, so I'll just go ahead and put you in charge of some of these new planets that I have. I still do need a whole bunch of governors. Now 5 more planets to govern. I'm not worried about that. I'm also going to set up a military starbase here to defend the entryway. So let's set up the slipstream generators, I guess the defense modules, pulse cannons, perimeter scanners too. So we got ourselves set up with a really powerful local guy. No, we got a really powerful starbase here. 100 health, ridiculous amounts of attack. Also lowers enemy shield strength, massive shield defense and stuff like that. Super hard to break this place. Also provides massive amounts of benefits to local ships. So a single fleet in orbit of this thing should be able to do some serious work. Yeah, let's plonk a military starbase here as well. And this one I just want the slipstream generator to make it cheaper to move ships nearby. Oh boy, Polak 2 has a planetary conversion and a terraforming module available. Well, I guess first things first, let's do the terraforming, and then we'll work our way towards rebuilding this as a nice manufacturing center. I'm going to set both of these guys to... Oh, apparently I can't micro these, whatever. Now, Reaxis 1, looks like it was a science world, which is not the kind of planets that I need. I don't need big old tech worlds. I mean, I can make use of tech worlds, but what I really want are population worlds. Let me go ahead and cancel this. I'll delete this core thing. I'll move it to here, put you there. Well, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some retooling here with a particular view towards production and housing. So we'll pop a little housing district there. I'm gonna train everyone in here as a worker. The hope being that that production will translate into this city getting up and running quite a bit faster, because it really doesn't have that much tech input. I mean, we could probably specialize this towards technology if we really wanted to. If we really... Nah, we're not a science civ. We get our science from having a really big... empire. That's how we get our science. All right, I wonder if you guys can siege down this planet. 8-month siege is fine by me, as long as we're slowly taking over enemy forces. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and blast this planet, Reaxis 2. That should be one of their last places in this area that they're able to produce ships from. We also want to take out this as well. We'll take out their shipyards. Just make sure they have no capability of waging war inside this sector. We've more or less completely wiped them out, and we have basically total control, which is exactly where we want it to be. Still needs a little bit of work. We got like Ascension crystals we got to collect up. We're up to 43%. Quite happy with that. And they do have a little bit of an empire over here that we're beginning the invasion of. But I would say you could see the flow of ships towards the rally point over here. And as I bring more and more planets online, that's only going to get heavier and heavier when it comes to rally points. Speaking of adding new ships, I don't need to produce supply ships at Arcab Prior anymore. I've basically finished building up this planet. So I think it could be good for us to continuously do research missions from here, just so we have a constant bonus trickle of science coming in. I think that's the right play there. And we've got several minor colonies under siege right now. Now there's coordinated travel. That'll give us +1 moves as well as a move cost reduction, I believe. Let's grab greater anomaly detection. This will lead to the Titanic eye sensor. That could be quite useful. We are continuously hunting down any straggler fleets of the enemy using our hunter-killer fleets over here. The big thing I feel like we're missing is like a consistent flow of siege. Let's grab spectacles. It'll give us access to the entertainer job, and having more jobs available to our people could be pretty useful. But I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!